Welcome to the Odds.com.au top 10 for Chinese internet nicknames for NBA players. Now, these nicknames came about because Chinese NBA fans, they got a bit bored of how official sources were talking about the game. And so they created these nicknames, and they're pretty good, mind you, as well. Shout out quickly to historian Nick Kapoor. He shined a light on these. Let's get into things. Number 10 is Tony Parker, also known as the Little French Sports Car. Now, he is little, he is French, and he was actually serious quality as well. So this nickname's pretty accurate if you ask me. 4-time NBA champ, 2007 Finals MVP. He was an international star. He was quick like a sports car. And I mean, it's a pretty simple one, but I think we like it as well. Moving along to number 9, Kevin Garnett. He's known as King of the Wolves. Now, of course, he's a Minnesota Timberwolves legend and one of the greatest power forwards of all time, an incredible trash talker as well, Kevin Garnett. Now, you look through the stats, Timberwolves franchise leader for not only points, but rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. That's pretty impressive. He was also the 2004 NBA MVP. He did have a stint in Boston and in Brooklyn. However, he showed that a wolf always returns to its pack. He came back to Minnesota, retired as a Timberwolf, and King of the Wolves, Kevin Garnett. Moving along to number 8, this is one of my personal favorites, Andre Miller, also known as Karen Mock. Now, plenty of people are probably saying, where the hell has that nickname come from? The first two are pretty self-explanatory. This one's a little bit more interesting. So Andre Miller, he had a 17-year NBA career, played for 9 different NBA franchises. He gets this nickname from Hong Kong actress and also pop singer Karen Mock, because apparently the two look alike. Now you can see here, it's pretty accurate. We can't argue with it. They look very, very similar. So credit to this one. This one's a bit creative and I'm a fan of this. So Andre Miller, he's probably not overly pleased with it, but stiff luck. Anyways, moving along to number 7, Bobby Portis and Nikola Mirotic are known as the Gash Brothers. I know, a bit yuck, but anyways, we move along. The Gash Brothers, in reference, now this is in reference to when the two fought. They were playing for the Chicago Bulls. They fought in training. Bobby Portis hit Nikola Mirotic very, very hard. Now that's an understatement, because he left with a fractured face and a concussion, poor old Nikola Mirotic. So that of course comes from the fact that these two got into a fight. It's a bit of a take on the Splash Brothers, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. They're at different clubs now, and it's probably a good thing because no more fighting between those two. Moving along to number 6, and one of everybody's favorites, Charles Barkley. Sadly, he gets the nickname the Flying Pig. A little bit stiff for Charles, but we all know that there's always a bit of a gag regarding his weight. He wasn't necessarily known as the having the best figure in the NBA. He always seems to be copying it, poor old Chuck. The Round Man of Rebound is another one of his fantastic nicknames that I'm a big fan of. But for the Chinese internet nicknames here, known as the Flying Pig, I mean, clearly a clip regarding his weight, but poor old Charles. We'll move on anyway. Number 5, Shaquille O'Neal. And along a similar line, this one is just called O-Fat. So a bit of a take on his last name there, O'Neal, replacing the near with fat. Very, very stiff. These nicknames are absolutely relentless. Now, Shaq's had almost every nickname in the book. A quick run through of a few of them. You've got the Big Aristotle, you've got Shaq Fu, Superman, the Diesel, Shaqtus, Shaq Daddy, and that's just to name a few. I could go on and on and on. One, however, that he's probably opposed to and doesn't love is O-Fat. I'm sure he's not calling himself that too often. He was a heck of a player though, of course. 4-time NBA champ, 3-time Finals MVP, and also the MVP of the league in 2000. Moving along to number 4, another one of my personal favorites, Scottie Pippen, also known as the second best under heaven. Now this is in clear reference to the GOAT himself, well in my point of view anyway, Michael Jordan. And as a huge Michael Jordan fan, of course, I absolutely love this one. Now, Scottie Pippen was MJ's right-hand man, and this is clearly shows the level that these Chinese fans have for Michael Jordan and the level that they hold him at. Pretty impressive. I also think this settles the MJ and LeBron James debate. Who's better? I mean, second best under heaven. Heaven is Michael Jordan. It's a clear nod to who's better out of the two. Pippen though, 6-time champ, 7-time All-Star, and an 8-time NBA All-Defensive First-Team player. There is worse things to be than second best under heaven. Number 3 is probably the coolest name of the lot, Manu Ginobili, also known as the Demon Blade. And gee, I wish my nickname was the Demon Blade. I don't have anything that cool that I'm getting called these days. It is the coolest of the lot, and it relates to his lethal cuts that he'd make to the basket, and also the way he used to slice up the defense with the Euro step, which he really brought into popularity in the 2000s. I also like to think it has some relation to a famous incident, which you can see here, with a bat that he caught in San Antonio during a game. So this is during an NBA game, and an incredible bit of work here from Manu. And I think that Demon Blade nickname has a little something to do with that. Number 2, Giannis Antetokounmpo is simply letters bro. No, I'm not saying lettuce bro, because some people think that when I say this one, letters bro. Now, Mr. ABC himself, Giannis, has one of the hardest names in the league to both write and pronounce. The 2018-19 MVP. He's a household name now, but people tend to just say Giannis instead of Antetokounmpo, which I can understand. It's a very hard one to get out, so they've just simply gone with letters bro. I think character limits may have come into this one a little bit. And finally, our number 1 is Steph Curry with his nickname, the Sky. Now, this is pretty amazing, and it's not as simple as you might think. It relates to his phonetic name in Chinese, which includes a combination of characters, one that is slang for that 4-letter F word, and another that means near ground. Now, people have gone and changed that second part to the sky because of his incredible shooting ability and his ability to let it fly from downtown and from deep. So a little bit of creativity here, which I'm a very, very big fan of. And I'm also a big fan of the other nickname which you sometimes get, which is Sprout God, which is a little bit stiff but also pretty funny at the same time. There you have it. That is our top 10 Chinese internet nicknames for NBA players, brought to you by Odds.com.au, your number 1 home for everything sports news, betting and odds comparison. Don't forget also to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and chuck in the comments below your favorite nickname and also any top 10 that you would like to see. Thanks for watching.